So you have heard me say this so many times. Before you can find your inner beauty, before you can find who you really are, and who you truly are in your person, and be authentic and be present and have surplus towards yourself and other people. Before that can happen, you need to be with the ego. You need to be with the immense feeling of inadequacy and lack and inner poverty and all the things that you do not want to be. You need to own that before you can look at everything that is beautiful in your personality. And I know that you don't want to hear this. Nobody want to hear this. Everybody wants the quick recipe to how they can just skip that part and get to the good part. You know, get to the part where they are okay with everything and they are present and they feel alive and they're content and they have calm in themselves, and no matter what other people do towards them, they can just be with it, you know, without attachment and without anger and all of that is eating up the soul. Well, you can't get there until you own the other part. Just like I can't give you anything if I don't own it, I can't let go of anything if I don't own it. So you need to own it first. And the majority of us don't want to look at it. We don't want to look at that we're petty and we're angry and we're small and have inner poverty, and we don't want to look at it. We don't want to look at childhood trauma. We don't want to look at the immense feeling of low self-worth or lack that we feel in our lives. We don't want to look at it because we have this fear that if we look at it, it's going to get worse. It can't get any worse. It can't get any worse. I mean, how much success have you had in your life so far with pushing it away or trying to find solutions not to have it? Not any success, because you can't have. It's not until you can be present with what is that you actually do no longer want it to change, because you see it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to change. The feeling of low self-worth that you might have, it doesn't have to go away. It doesn't have to change at all. It's completely fine as it is, because it's not influencing you in any way. If it is influencing you, then you're cultivating it and making it bigger, giving it more power than it actually has. Because let's say that you are struggling with low self-worth. It's okay to have a feeling of low self-worth. If you can be with you in the situation where you feel it, then it's completely okay. It doesn't change anything that you feel low self-worth. So let's say you're in communication with somebody, you're speaking with someone, and immediately you get that feeling of you not being good enough. If you are with you when you have that feeling of not being good enough, then for the first time in your life, you're not alone, because you are with you. You didn't have a loving mother and a protecting father that could protect and love you through all that. So you need to do that now. It's your job now. You can be that mother and father that you didn't have. And so when you're in communication with someone, you feel low self-worth, then you breathe and you go like, it's okay. Doesn't change anything. The feeling I have right now, it is here and it will pass. It is not going to stay here. I can be with me while feeling low self. Well, let's just be with it. Let's see what is happening. I feel a knot in my stomach. I feel sweaty palms. My pulse is rising. I feel that I should say something witty or clever. I'm not going to though. I'm just going to be with it. And then all of a sudden it's going to pass. It's not going to be there anymore because you're not cultivating it and you're not trying to make it go away. You let it be as it is, and all of a sudden it's not a monster anymore. And when you can be with you with low self-worth, then all of a sudden it's not an issue anymore. And it doesn't have to go away. It doesn't have to end. You don't need to pump up your self-worth and feel that you are worthy and all of that. It's only making matters worse. Every time we have something that we don't want and we fight because we don't want, we want something else, we're giving it power. But you're also giving it power when you're trying to find solutions for it to go away. Then you're also giving it power. The only way to deal with it, it's a bit like to deal with bullies, you know? The only way you can deal with it is just to be with it. To be with what is happening. And be with you while it's happening. And then you're going to see that the entire situation is going to get deflated. It's not going to matter anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you think that you have a lot of worth or not have any worth, it doesn't matter. It's just a thought. It's just an assumption. You know, you might assume that today it's Thursday and all Thursdays are green. I mean, you might assume whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. It's just a thought. It's just chemistry happening in you. You don't need to believe in it. You don't need to cultivate it. You don't need to do anything about it. It will pass. It will pass. And that's why it's getting to the part where you are present, where you are authentic, where you feel that you have so much more in you than you thought, that you are kind and compassionate without even thinking about it, without even doing anything. You just are. It's so much easier to get in contact with than what you previously thought, because you don't need to do anything. You don't need to read a lot of books and do a lot of meditations. Feel free to read books and do meditations. I do both and I absolutely love it, but I don't do it with the purpose. As soon as you do something with a purpose, there's a lot of ego involved in it, because then you don't meditate because it's lovely. You meditate to get to a goal. And then the entire idea is lost. That would be the same as if you're playing an instrument and you're not playing the music to enjoy it while you're playing it to finish what you're playing. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. Same thing. Okay, have a lovely day.